Recorded live on the campus of WQLN Public Media, it sounds around town. Now, with beautiful harmonies and old-time fiddling, it's Tiger Maple String Band.
This next song is the title track of our latest album. It's called Coming Home, and it's about eminent domain. Coincidentally, about a river that was dammed up and flooded a town in West Virginia.
We went walking into midnight. We went strolling hand in hand. We went skipping over that bridge while the fireflies danced on the land. Yeah, we loved our families, and we made some friends. We built our house out in the country, and let our storybook love life again. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Lord, I miss those simple days, but now they're gone. 'Cause I am an old man now, don't know how long I'll be around. If the good Lord sees me through, I'll be coming home. So I went to work out in the factories, and she stayed home with the kids, living paycheck to paycheck. Never mattered as much as love really did. There was supper on the table, yeah, good and greasy was the pan. Love went into every spoonful. There was nothing like a meal from Mama's hand. So I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Lord, I miss those simple days, but now they're gone. I am an old man now, don't know how long I'll be around. When the good Lord sees me through, I'm coming home. Dammed up the river, they cut the last apple tree on Johnson's farm. We got a fortune for our cabin, thinking that it never do any harm. Now Jesse's in the county prison, and Susie, she ran off with Jimmy Ladd. You got real sick and I gambled away all the money that we had. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Lord, I miss those simple days, but now they're gone. I am an old man now, don't know how long I'll be around. If the good Lord sees me through, I'll be coming home. I am an old man now, don't know how long I'll be around. When the good Lord sees me through, I'll be coming home.
Why is the music that we play still popular today, which is the Americana music? Actually, I think that it's making a comeback today. It was sort of a revival that happened in the 70s. with some of the old time bands, and now it's sort of coming back again. There's a lot of, I just think a lot of kids are, young people and older, interested in the cultural music that existed here and it's been passed on. There's a lot of new bands that kind of are in that same vein of old-timey music with their own twist. Avett Brothers, Mumford and Sons, you know. But you want to throw anything in there, Lori?
I agree. I think it's like the new old sound, and everybody's putting their spin on it, and it's something that we like to do as well. So it's been really fun for us so far.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, you know, fiddles and banjos and guitars.
Never go out of style.
It's fun to play, so.
As we march out to Venerio, as we march down to Venerio, our captain fell in love with a lady like a dove. She called her by name, pretty Peggy-O. What would your captain say, pretty Peggy-O? Would you marry me, pretty Peggy-O? If you would marry me, I will set your cities free. Free all the ladies, Ariel. Would you marry me, Peggy-O? Would you marry me, pretty Peggy-O? If you will marry me, I'll set your cities free. Free all the ladies in the area.
I would marry you, sweet William O. I would marry you, sweet William O. I would marry you, but your guineas are too few. I fear my mama would be cold.
What would your mama say, pretty Peggy-O? What would your mama say, pretty Peggy-O? What would your mama say if she heard my pennies clink? Saw me marching at the end of my evening.
Come step on down the stair, pretty Peggy-O. Come step on down the stair, pretty Peggy-O. Come step on down the stair, combing back your yellow hair. Free all the ladies and everyone.
Our captain, he is dead, pretty Peggy-O. Our captain, he is dead, pretty Peggy-O. Our captain, he is dead, and he died for me. And he's buried in the Louisiana country. As we rolled out Venerio, as we rolled out to Venerio, our captain fell in love with a lady
much.
How long has the Tiger Maple String Band been performing together?
We were
Dad?
thinking that it was about 12 years that we've been playing at Blue Heron, so maybe 14 years? 2000, 16. So Justine was just about this high then when we started.
Yeah, we've been playing together for a long time, and
Freddie and I have
whether
been
it's-
playing together for almost 20 years, but so he started an earlier band, a couple different versions, but mainly it was just, we were waiting for the
Yeah, what was
girls
the name
to
of that
grow
band?
up.
What was the
Old
name?
Dog Tray.
Old Dog Tray,
Which is the
It-
fiddle too.
right. But we've been together a long time, and we just obviously enjoy playing together and what we do, and so does our audience, so that makes us happy.
And once Justine and Alison were old enough to join the band, that was the end of the other band. We've been together ever since.
Well, me and my best friend Lillian and her blue tick hound dog Gideon, sitting on the front porch, cool in the shade, singing every song that the radio played, waiting for the yellow Pepperson to go down to red dirt girls in a red dirt town. Me and Lillian just across the line in little southeast Meridian. She loved her brother. I remember back when he was fixing up 49 in the end. Told her little sister gonna ride the wind up around the moon and back again. Never got farther than Vietnam. I was standing there with her when the telegram come from Lillian. Now he's lying somewhere about 1,000,000 miles from Meridian. She said there's not much hope for a red dirt girl. Somewhere out there's a great big world. That's where I'm bound. Now the stars might fall in Alabama, but one of these days I'm gonna swing my hammer down. Wait for this red dirt sound. Gonna make a joyful sound. Yep. Well, she grew up tall, she grew up thin, buried that old dog Gideon by a crepe little bush in the back of the yard. Daddy turned mean and her mama leaned hard. Got in trouble with a boy from town, figured that she might as well settle down, so she dug right in. Across the red dirt line just a little southeast of Meridian. She tried not to love him, but he never did take. It's just another way for the heart to break, so she learned to bend. One thing they don't tell you about the blues, when you gotta have to keep on falling, 'cause there ain't no bottom, there ain't no end. At least not for Lillian. Well, nobody knows when she started her skid. She was only 27 and she had 5 kids. Could have been the whiskey, could have been the pills, could have been the dream she was trying to kill. But there won't be a mention in the news of the world about the life and the death of a red dirt girl named Lillian. Never got any farther across the line than Meridian. Now the stars might fall in Alabama tonight. She finally laid that hammer down. Without a sound, she laid it in the red dirt ground. Thank you. That was one of Emmylou's.
Here's a Tommy Gerald tune we're gonna play. It's called The Rainbow Sign. God gave Noah the rainbow sign.
got a home in that rock, don't you see?
Don't you see?
I got a home in that rock, don't you see?
Don't you see?
I got a home in that rock just beyond the mountain
top.
tide me over, rock of ages cleft for me. God gave Noah a rainbow sign, don't you see?
Don't you see?
God gave Noah the rainbow sign, don't you see?
Don't you see?
God gave Noah the rainbow sign, no more water with the fire next time. Tide me over, rock of ages cleft for me. Poor old Lazarus, poor as I, don't you see?
Don't you see?
Poor old Lazarus, poor as I, don't you see?
Don't you see?
Poor old Lazarus, poor as I, when he died, he had a home on high. Tide me over, rock of ages, cleft for me. East and west, the fire will roll high down me.
High down me.
East and west, the fire will roll high down me.
High down me.
East and west, the fire will roll. How will it be with my poor soul? Tide me over, rock of ages, cleft for me. When this world's all on fire, hide down me.
High down me.
When this world's all on fire, hide down me.
High down me.
When this world's all on fire, let His will be my desire. Tide me over, rock of ages, cleft for me. God gave Noah the rainbow sign, don't you see?
Don't you see?
God gave Noah the rainbow sign, don't you see?
Don't you see?
God gave Noah the rainbow sign, no more water but fire next time. Tide me over, rock of ages, cleft for me. Thank you.
The wonderful Barry Smith on the banjo, ladies and gentlemen.
We worked up a fiddle tune last week we were playing at the Great Blue Heron Music Festival in Sherman, New York. Yeah. Which is a wonderful place to be on the 4th of July. That's for sure. So anyway, this is called Chinkapin Honey. It's quickly becoming one of our favorite tunes. It's a 3-part Appalachian fiddle tune. That I get to play.
Justine Parker Russell for you over there on the violin. Ladies and gentlemen.
There's two fiddlers in the band. Allison is not here tonight, but Justine is, and
One advantage of
I
having two
am
fiddlers.
the father, and it's just something, we've been playing music our entire life, so it's just something that we wanted to continue to do. Felt real strong about it.
And I think there's definitely some, you're not singing, but there's definitely some sister
Yes.
harmonies going on there.
Yes.
You two have been playing together.
So,
Forever.
Yeah, exactly. We started with classical music at the age of 6 and 7, played together through high school with the classical music, and then started to get into the old time bluegrass fiddle music.
Yep, played a lot of sets here with Wally Foss in the
We
studio.
did. I've had some memories.
In the radio studio with Mary Ann Saylor, and that was kind of the beginning of
Yuri Suzuki strings.
these guys playing, and we switched over to, as a family, we switched over to trying to find out more about Appalachian fiddle tunes. Went that direction, took several trips down into the mountains of the Appalachians and researched with some of the old masters to try to learn as many tunes as we can. And, you know, seriously, we've been playing with these two so long, it feels like we're all sort of one family, so.
I agree.
All right, so we lost quite a few musicians through the year here. Some really good ones. One of my favorites, Merle Haggard, passed away, and we're going to play one of his. Grew up on listening to country music. The warden led the prisoner down the hallway to his door, and I stood up to say goodbye like all the rest. And I heard him tell the warden just before he reached my cell that my guitar playing friend to my request. Let him sing me back home, a song I used to hear. Make my old memories come alive and take me away. Turn back the years, sing me back home before I die. I recall last Friday morning, yeah, a choir from on the street came in to sing a few old gospel songs. And I heard him tell the singer, there's a song my mama sung. Can you play it once before you move along? Won't you sing me back home, a song I used to hear? from Earl. The band is based out of Edinburgh, which is a rural area, and yeah, we get a lot of inspiration from being down there. I know I do. Some of our band members now are city folk. Allison lives in the heart of the city, and so does Barry. But it's myself. It's been great, living out in the country, and we've had many, porch picking parties, and we're just as happy to be playing tunes on the back porch as we are playing to the Great Blue Heron crowd or 8 Grade Tuesdays or anything like that. I mean, as long as we're playing music. And we created our own little festival down in Edinburgh, the Edinburgh Art and Music Festival, which sort of blossomed from the rural roots of this whole region and how rural culture, traditions are important and why community needs that. So, yeah, it's rubbed off on me. I mean, I love living out in the country.
But when you go to an old-time music festival, there's doctors, lawyers, college professors, there's students. I mean, it's definitely not just a bunch of hicks out in the holler anymore.
Yeah,
although there's them too.
Yeah.
Well, I used to live on the mountaintop, now I live in town, staying at the big hotel, courting Betsy Brown. Very well, whoa, Joe Clark, very well, I'd say. Very well, whoa, Joe Clark, I'll be going away. Joe Clark, preacher's son, preached all over the plain. The only cards he ever knew was high-low jack in the game. Very well, oh Joe Clark, very well, I'd say. Very well, oh Joe Clark, I'll be going away.
Joe Clark, he had a house 15 stories high. Every story in that house is filled with chicken pot pie.
Very well, oh Joe Clark, very well, I say. Very well, oh Joe Clark, I'll be going away. Joe Clark's a friend of mine, treats me like a pup. Kicks my hound dog under the porch and drinks my booze all up. Very well, oh Joe Clark, very well, I'd say. Very well, oh Joe Clark, I'll be going away. That's right.
Joe Clark, he had a cat, she'd neither sing nor pray. Stuck her head in the buttermilk jar, washed her sins away.
Very well, oh Joe Clark, very well, I'd say. Very well, oh Joe Clark, I'll be going away. Wish I had a sweetheart, put her on the shelf. Every time she'd smile at me, I'd get up there myself. Very well, oh Joe Clark, very well, I said. Very well, oh Joe Clark, I'll be going away. Joe wasn't home. Ate up all his chickens and gave his wife the bones. Fare thee well, oh Joe Clark, fare thee well, I say. Fare thee well, oh Joe Clark, I'll be going away. Fare thee well, oh Joe Clark, fare thee well, I say. Fare thee well, oh Joe Clark, I'll be going away. Thank you.
Don't you remember on that rocky mountain night when we lay down to rest? You promised you'd be my blue-eyed boy while the sun sank in the
sun sank in the west.
I wish to the Lord that I never was born or died when I was young.
Then I never would have seen your pretty blue eyes or heard that lying tongue.
And I never would listen what another man says, unless his hair be black or brown,
Unless he's on
some scaffolding high. Say, darling, I wish to come down. Yeah, don't you remember on that Rocky Mountain night when we lay down to rest? You promised
to be my
blue-eyed boy while the sun sank
sank in
the
the
west. Yeah, so if you see me standing on the porch with a 44 in my hand,
Just tell them all that I've lost my mind and I'm born in some foreign land.
don't you remember on that Rocky Mountain night when we laid down to rest?
You promised
to
you'd
be
be my blue-eyed boy
boy
while the sun sank
in the west. For me personally, one of the first records I heard was the Old and in the Way, Jerry Garcia, David Grisman record that came out in 1973. And it was like, wow, what is this? Now granted, that was bluegrass, but still, it was the same instrumentation. That kind of caught my attention. And then the old-time fiddling that I heard, Jeb Perrier, and Judy Hyman, and some of the, I started listening to Tommy Jarrell, Bobby Taylor, and some of these great fiddlers, and, really influenced me. But
You've mentioned a few times to me that local Chautauqua County musician Stanley Barton, who we just saw this past weekend playing.
He's another one. I mean, there's just there's a lot of cats out there that, me personally, for the love of old time music, that affected me. But I know Lori has other influences.
Well, I do, but the thing that caught my ear when I first heard these guys play before I joined the band in 2004, they were playing these old-time fiddle tunes, and what resonated with me was the fact that I had grown up in Tuscarora County in Ohio, and there's this great old-fashioned carousel, and they played Over the Waves, which is an old-time fiddle tune, and when I heard them, I'm like, I want to be part of that. It just brought back so many good memories for me. So that's, I just got right on that and was so happy to be able to keep that music alive in people's hearts and just remind people of good times and family and, bonding together over this music. So that's something that it's always hits home for me to hear these great tunes and brings back such great memories.
Yeah. How about you, Justine? Who influenced you?
Who influenced you in the 70s,
In the
Justine?
70s, I have to say, I don't even think I was thought of then.
It may have been thought of.
I don't know. But certainly growing up with music my whole life, my dad being the music man he is, introduced us to all kinds of music, not just one thing or another, and then starting on the violin with the classical roots and songs being brought to all these festivals at a young age. That's definitely what caught my sister and both of our eyes, was the fiddle tunes and how they were playing the violin differently and the styles and the things that they were doing. Was very attractive to us at a young age, so it's been a lot of fun since then.
And in my case, I kind of stumbled onto the banjo, clawhammer banjo, fairly late, mid-30s, and ran into Freddie right away, and really you introduced me to this music more than anybody.
Wow.
And we were both going to Blue Heron Music
Yeah,
Festival
right.
and being influenced
But
by that.
neither one of us played.
But yeah, we neither played, never imagined we were going to play there. And Richie Stearns is a banjo player with the Horseflies now, who's crazy banjo player. Fantastic. He's my banjo idol. So I've always listened to a lot of him, and the Ithaca music scene has a lot of good influential bands.
Riding the buggy, yes I am. I'm riding in the buggy with Sally Ann. Sally Ann, I'm getting married to Sally Ann. Greenback dollar, good as gold. Save its hand, sift the meal. The old cow needs it, try the end. How in the world can I swing Susan? Susan dead and gone, dead and gone. Susan gone away. Sal's in the garden sifting sand. Susan's upstairs with the Hawkeye man. Sally Ann, I'm going
Give us your tired and weak, and we will make them strong. Bring us your foreign songs, and we will sing along. Bring us your broken dreams, we'll give them time to mend. There's still a lot of love living in the promised land. Living in the promised land. Our dreams are made of steel. The prayer of every man is to know how freedom feels. There is a winding road across the shifting sands, and room for everyone living in the promised land. They came from a distant isle, nameless women, faithless child like a lead train. Till there was no room at all, no place to run, no place to fall. Bring us your daily bread. We have no shoes to wear, no place to call a home, and only this cross to bear. And we are the multitudes. Lend us a helping hand. Is there no love anymore? Living in the promised land. I've roamed and rambled, and I've followed my footsteps through the sparkling sands of her diamond desert. And all around me, yeah, a voice was calling, cried this land was made. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the living in the promised land. Our dreams are made of steel. The prayer of every man is to know how freedom feels. There is a winding road across the shifting sands, and room for everyone living in the promised land. And room for everyone living in the promised land. Thanks a lot, folks. We appreciate it.